It's possible to bench press using bands as resistance. The chest contraction is quite intense at the lockout. Having the legs up makes the tension greater on our upper body. Make certain the band is anchored properly for sufficient stress. Push fast during the band bench press. This is because the resistance curve is different to free weights. All good bench press cues should be used for pump pecs with bands. Band flies are an excellent chest finisher. The single arm fly allows you to isolate one side at a time. Standing in this position relative to the band offers a great stretch and contraction. The movement can be done from a variety of angles to hit different parts of your chest. If you prefer to move both arms at once, that's fine too. There's a few different options for the bilateral chest fly to suit everyone. Equipment choice, muscle sensation, and personal preference should determine which one's right for you. Lat pull downs are noteworthy for bodybuilding. Keep a proud posture when pulling. Arch the spine and chest up. Pull down until the bar makes contact with the pecs. This full range contraction is great when training with bands. Only move the shoulders and arms to simplify the hypertrophy process. There's no complex coordination, only the upper body moves, leaving our full energy for muscle exhaustion. If you prefer independent arm movement, consider this setup. Squeeze the elbows towards the sides to take advantage of unilateral resistance. Band pullovers are a great way to work the lats. The main exercise cue is keeping the torso posture still. The band overloads our muscles at peak contraction when the arms meet the sides. For this variation, apply scapular setting and a straight arm technique. Squeeze extra hard in the fully contracted position to benefit from bands. Consider tall kneeling if you're having issues with posture and coordination. Here's a fast way to do bilateral rows. Sitting down with the feet planted provides support for our body. Let the back stretch and squeeze, spreading the scapula and then drawing the shoulders back. This horizontal rowing setup is a good general mass builder for the back and biceps. Single arm rows are going to unleash your back development. Bracing with the opposite arm makes staying in the posture easier. Row through full range from an overhead stretch to elbow by side squeeze. A slight bend of the spine towards the pulling side is going to hit the lower lats when rowing.
Learn how to master calisthenics from beginner to advanced level. Shop Fitness FAQ's workout programs and transform today.
Band overhead press is a special variation. The top half of the movement becomes increasingly difficult. Lockout strength is challenged thanks to the unrelenting band tension. Expect your shoulders and traps to get pumped with blood. Pushing toward the top using a straight arm shrug is the gold standard. Banded laterals are a valuable alternative. The resistance afforded by bands is unrelenting. This is a distinct difference you're going to feel compared to dumbbells. Band tension increases when lifting the arms up. Lift the band until your hands are level with shoulder height. Pausing at the top and bottom is best practice when band training. Bands bilaterally are the equivalent option. Sitting keeps our body still while we laterally raise. Pause at the top of each rep to solidify tension on the delts. Smoothly lifting the arms in the diagonal direction brings out the best from bands. Single arm band flies are legendary. Nothing compares to the extreme stretch involved in this exercise. The benefit comes from the cross-body flying path. The rear delt is working through its full range of motion. Ensure there is tension from the very beginning for max results. Pause at the start and the end to ignite the rear delts and achieve peak tension. The two-arm version is an efficient alternative. Training both arms at once cuts your sets in half and is an advantage of bilateral isolation. Make sure to fly with the hands around shoulder height, pulling apart in the direction of the delt fibers. A good sign of proper effort is when flying range becomes compromised on the final reps. The Bayesian curl benefits from band resistance. There's tension from the start to the end of this movement. Using a split stance helps stability and keeps your attention on the biceps. The significant stretch going through the biceps is the unique selling point. Simply curl for reps without moving the torso or shoulders. Simply think wrist to bicep. Band preacher curls are a cool exercise. Supporting the elbows on our knees gets the desired effect. This shoulder position places extra emphasis on the inner bicep muscle. The stability afforded by the strict posture means biceps work without compensation. Because the form isn't complicated, all that's left for us is to curl our hearts out. Apply the mind-muscle connection and squeeze the biceps hard, concentrating on the contractions. Band bicep curls offer a different feel to the conventional curl. The gradual increase in difficulty towards the top is apparent. Use a grip which feels comfortable on your joints and feels nice on the biceps. Take care to lower through the negative with a smooth speed. Curling with the arms by the sides ensures that the biceps are working as elbow flexors. Band curls are a respectable medium for growing the biceps given sufficient intensity. The band overhead tricep extension is no joke. The towel feels similar to a rope on a cable machine at the gym. Get yourself into a split stance with the shoulders fixed overhead. Do pure tricep extensions at the elbow using a full range of motion. Flex the biceps when your elbows bend to get a full stretch each rep. Be sure there's band tension at the beginning in order to correctly overload triceps. Band kickbacks are ridiculously hard. Keep your torso and shoulders fixed and pump out kickbacks. The peak tension at end range contraction will make everyone grimace. Momentarily hold the straight arm squeeze to light up your triceps. Shaking and cramping are good indicators of working at a productive intensity. Band pushdowns are an all-rounder for tricep gains. Keep the shoulders packed down with the elbows pinned by your sides. Contractions and control is the name of the game. We must overcome the band tension by using a strong lockout rep to rep. Enjoy this simple way of performing pushdowns anywhere you want. It's now possible to overload the quads at lockout with bands. Bend and extend your legs to stretch and squeeze the thighs. The terminal knee extension and contraction at the lockout is key. Pause intentionally when the legs are straight, contracting the quads forcefully. The same exercise can be done in a pike push-up. Having a layer between band and skin is best to avoid irritation. Use a full range of motion to make these count for real. Shaking is normal and expected when controlling and contracting hard. Embrace the burn. Banded leg curls are the at-home machine substitute. Training bilaterally on a bench is a quick and efficient way to blast the hammies. The end range contraction at deep knee flexion means everything. Squeeze the heels towards your bum, trying to shorten the hamstrings with conviction. Keep yourself braced on the bench to restrict body movement and make the legs do all of the work. The prone hamstring curl is another bilateral version. Use a figure 8 loop around the ankles to lock and load. Curl your legs using a full range of motion at the knee joint. The prone hamstring curl is harder because the hips are extended. Squeeze the hamstrings and drive the heels to your bum. Leg curls can also be done one leg at a time. Laying on the back while curling allows for a strict setup. By bracing the thigh with our hands, knee flexion can occur without compromise. Play around with your body position and band tension in order to make these feel just right.